10 signs a narcissist's mask is slipping. If you've ever felt confused by someone else's behavior, you might be dealing with a narcissist. Let's uncover the truth together. Narcissists can seem completely normal until they get triggered, and they almost always appear as if they've got loads of friends, but it's all a persona that they're giving off. They name drop, they try and look like they're always with the right people, and they use people to try and control and give them other people that perception that they're really popular. All this slightest rejection, that's when you see the real them. So if you're confused, baffled, not even sure of what happened, I don't even know what I did, then it could be that you're dealing with a toxic or narcissistic person. I'll give you an example. Say if they organized a party and you didn't go, you couldn't make it. To them, it's a huge rejection because in their mind, it's like, well, what could you possibly be doing or wanting to do? Don't you know who I am and who I know? And why wouldn't you want to come to my party? But it's obvious to us because you won't want to go to someone's party who makes you feel bad about yourself, who makes you feel uncomfortable, and you blame and shame yourself for even thinking those things. So they might pretend to be your friend, but then they talk about you behind your back. But then if you mention even one thing about them, they get really upset and start blaming and shaming you because you're talking about them. One of the things that you always see in cults is that nobody is allowed to talk to one another about the cult leaders, etc. But they're allowed to talk about you till the cows come home. So none of this actually makes any sense. Nothing ever makes sense with this person. You feel like you're walking on eggshells. You feel like you're not doing right. They're normally changing reality, and then they're wanting to be friends as well. So they've always got that control. They might even say things like, "You did this horrible thing to me." And you're like, "What did I do?" What did I even do? I don't even know what I did, you know. Or they might say something ridiculous like, you loved your previous boyfriends more than you loved me. Well, how do you even know? None of it even makes any sense. It's not logical to even bring this up. It's like, what did I even do? But then they bash you down and blame you and shame you as if you're the worst thing ever because they have got triggered. I actually think this is one of the most difficult things that we experience, especially in intimate relationships or any of these relationships where they're abusing you and then they want you to be their friend or be physically intimate with them, even though they're blaming and shaming you at the same time and making you feel like an awful person. How can you be friends with someone that's making you feel this bad about yourself? You feel so yucky about yourself, and yet they want to be friends with you. It is awful. It's one of the worst types of abuse out there. First, they're accusing you of being a bad human being for something that apparently really hurt them. And then they're saying to you, come, be my friend. And then all that's going to happen is you're going to be hurt even more. It's like they corner you into a certain area, or they say to you, come, let's go out for dinner, and then just abuse you for about 2 hours because you've got nowhere to go. You can't leave, or you feel like you can't leave. And all they're doing is accusing you of being a bad human being and abusing you and bullying you. And then they're inviting you to a party. None of it makes any sense. It's so confusing. And the most important thing you can do is to create space from them so that you can recover, so that you can deal with the anxiety and the emotional pain. If someone's making you feel bad, you need to pull back and heal. And if they're a decent human being, they maybe reflect on that and apologize to you for making you feel bad. If they're trying to get you to say sorry for something you didn't do, or if they're trying for you to explain and defend yourself against something that you didn't do, you need to walk away. So let's look at the 10 signs now in summary. I'm going to be really fast with this. Sign number one, they have exaggerated reactions to minor issues. It's like a narcissist will blow up to the tiniest thing. They're mountains out of a molehill. You've basically, said one tiny thing, they're going to have to send you a legal letter or call the police. It's ridiculous. Sign number two, they're usually unjust accusations and they blame you. Their mask slips and narcissists will accuse you of things you haven't done. It's really twisted reality so that you look bad. And what that does is that you feel, oh my gosh, I hope they don't tell other people that I've done this. So you stay with them and you trying to appease them so that they don't go around shaming and blaming you and making you look even worse. And a lot of the times, people won't believe them anyway. It's just that they're trying to get you to believe that you are that person and you're worried that someone else is going to think the same thing about you. Facts don't matter for a narcissist. They will change anything, but you need to, this first sign of somebody changing facts or not looking at facts, you need to stop engaging. If they can't investigate and get their facts straight, they're not worth your time and effort to actually engage and try and work through this. They're not looking for answers, because if they were looking for answers, they would look to try and get their facts straight. Sign number three, they have public outbursts. They have moments of perceived rejection and they're dramatic, they're rude, they're obnoxious. They have public meltdowns because that's how they try to regain control and attention and try and make you look like the bad one. But they don't realize that actually they're looking a bit silly. Number four, they change the narrative, they twist the facts, they exaggerate stories to maintain their image and manipulate everybody around them. They will try and get other people to side with them, and they do it in lots of different manipulative ways. But usually, to be honest, because they're such superficial people, they don't have deep friendships. They don't really have people siding with them. It's all persona, it's all image. And the quicker you realize that, the quicker and easier it will be for you to release that anxiety and the stress that they create. Sign number five, they avoid accountability. They never look at the facts. They will blame and avoid taking responsibility for their actions. Normally, what people do, if something happens, they will go inward and go, okay, what did I do and how can I learn from this and change my behavior moving forward so that I am a better human being and I don't hurt anyone? Whereas to them, it's all about image management. That's all it is. It's image management is everything. It's not about actually taking on responsibility and actually looking at how they can change. It's more about how can I not take on accountability or responsibility and just make sure that my image stays intact. That's what matters. It doesn't matter about the impact it has on another human being. And it can even be a child. This is how crazy it is. You're more worried about your image management rather than thinking about the impact of what you're doing on a child. Sign number six, intense jealousy over really tiny, minor things. You don't have to do much. It could be just that you've not given them enough attention. You've been busy. You've missed an event that they planned. They will feel deeply rejected and react harshly, even if they think that you've got more friends than them or that you're doing well. That is something that they will react on and throw their, toys out of a pram for and start abusing you over. Sign number seven. So you don't have to do much. Sign number seven, they play the victim. Oh my gosh, they play the victim so well. When their mask slips off, they play the victim. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely incredible when you watch it. It's funny as well, right? When you can actually step outside of the situation and you look at it, it's actually ridiculous what they do. They're going around attacking people and hurting people, and then they're the victims somehow. and it doesn't make any sense. Or another way of really explaining it using a metaphor is they punch you in the face and they say, why did you do that? Why was you standing there when I was feeling so angry? You should have known I would have punched you in the face. Or, they cheat on somebody and they say, well, it's your fault. You didn't give me the attention I needed. Or they gamble all the money away and they say, well, it's your fault. You didn't manage me correctly. You didn't manage my finances for me. But, it's just nonsensical. Sign number 8, gaslighting. They will deny reality. They will question your sanity. They will twist facts and make you doubt yourself. And I think this is the worst thing when we start to doubt ourselves. That self-doubt is absolutely crippling. And we have to do whatever it takes to get that belief and trust in yourself again. The kingdom of heaven is within. All the religions are talking about how everything you need is within you. There is a power beyond measure that is within you. And you don't need to doubt that. You can get back to yourself. And the more you trust and believe in yourself, that part of you, the more powerful you become, and you will get through this. So I think the biggest thing we've got to get to when we've been in these kind of situations is getting to a point where we really trust and believe in ourselves again. And we can see that crazy, nonsensical stuff from afar and think, you know what, I haven't got time for this. I know what you're doing and I don't want to engage because it doesn't make sense. And I know I can't do anything to help you either, but I'm going to engage and connect and trust in myself again so I get my confidence back. Sign number 9 is that sudden rage attacks. The anger comes out of nowhere. It's just disproportionate to what the situation is. They'll be bringing on legal jargon or scare that they'll take your children away because you did one thing. Or they call the police and say you did something when you didn't do anything at all. And they're thinking, what is this person on? They overly exaggerate and rage over nothing. And that's why we walk on eggshells. Sign number 10 is social isolation. They will try right from the beginning to start socially isolating you from friends and family to maintain control and keep you dependent on them. They want you to believe that no one believes and trusts you. They want you to believe that people are watching your every move, that you can't do and be yourself anymore. They want you to believe that you can't trust anyone, that everybody is working for them. Yeah, they might have some flying monkeys around. You shouldn't have to focus on what they're doing. All these games are not worth your time and attention. You need to refocus. This is where the let them theory really works in place. Let them be them, disengage. That is the best way. You cannot change them. You cannot explain anything to them. You cannot defend yourself or anything. They're not interested in facts. You should be interested in facts. Let them be them. Think, how can I use this experience, whatever it is, to become better, to use this to better humanity in some way? Because honestly, if you can think like that, think, okay, I've come across this person, they've been completely, awful to me. And they've made me feel, and I've lost some friends over it because they were a flying monkey or they started engaging with this person. That's okay. What I don't want to engage with this anymore, though, because it's not going to help me in any way, shape, or form. But how can I empower myself moving forward? What they say to you in your mind is, and what they do is all about mind control and having power and control over your mind. You need to get to a point where you can get to see that experience with that person has helped you evolve. Let me give you an example. Say if someone's really hurt you, or they've put you down for a piece of art that you've done. you have to look at it and think, okay, you know what? How can I better myself or help others deal with this kind of thing through my art so it even gets better? A lot of the time, we don't need to take on board what their feedback is. But one thing I really want to get across is every experience can either make us bitter or better. Every experience can engage more fear or we can create more love from, right? So, what we want to do is not move towards the bitterness part because that's what they want us to engage in. They want us to be more fearful and more bitter and twisted like they are. What can you do with using this experience to become even better than you are and bring love and peace and joy into the world rather than engaging with them? Let them be, recognize these signs of who they are, and then understand, yeah, the narcissist's mask has slipped off. I see you now. And then protect yourself from their manipulative behavior. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share so that we can support each other for more insights. And always remember, you deserve a life that you love and you deserve to be free from toxic influences. I'm sending you so much love because you deserve that. Until next time.